Welcome back to everybody to your weekly Wallace update. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and today I am joined by our very own 8th grade student of the month and 8th grade class president, Isabella Petty. Welcome, Isabella.
Hi.
All right, great to have her today. So today I thought we would take a little bit of time really and have a little bit of conversation about what it looks like at school this year from the student's perspective. So that's why we have Isabella joining us today. So for starters, how do you think things are going this school year from your perspective as a student? What do you think?
I think everything's been set up really good and that everything safe-wise is pretty good.
Absolutely. And so overall, you feel like you felt comfortable and safe when you've been here at school this school year?
Yes.
Excellent. And we have worked very hard, and your teachers and everybody have worked very hard this year to be able to do those things and create that safe environment for you. Let's take a step back in the springtime when this whole pandemic started, and we had to switch very quickly, if you remember, to remote learning. What are some of your big takeaways? What are your thoughts on remote learning in the springtime? How did you think it went?
It was a little hard to get used to at first, but then I feel like it got better once we got used to it and did it more.
Sure, definitely. What about that possibility that at any day we could switch to full remote? How does that make you kind of feel in the back of your head that could potentially happen anytime this year? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like it would be strange from going from regular and then having to go remote. And then we've gotten pretty good at doing regular school and then doing remote again. I feel like it'd be kind of a lot.
Absolutely. And that's why we are working so hard and following all these protocols and, face masks and distancing and all this stuff and how your classrooms look different. That's why we're doing all those things, is because we want to avoid that from happening. What do you think from your perspective as an 8th grade student? What do you think the biggest challenge for students is this school year?
I think we're all pretty used to talking to each other and being together. So I think it's hard to get used to not being around each other since that's what we're used to.
Sure. That whole idea of social distancing is kind of hard, right? And actually, you and I had a little bit of conversation earlier. We were talking about how it's almost like our older kids, our 8th graders, they even have a harder time social distancing than maybe say our young kids, our preschoolers, right?
Yeah.
And you had mentioned a good point on that. I don't know if you want to share.
Preschoolers, it's their first year, so they haven't known
Yeah.
school without masks and without social distancing, and the older
Yeah.
kids, they're just used to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then speaking of masks, we have our masks, but we're in
Yeah.
separate rooms all by ourselves. But what do you think of the mask? Have you gotten comfortable wearing it at school? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I've gotten pretty used to it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of something that I just think about, and it doesn't really bother me that much anymore.
Sure. The more you do it, the more you get used to it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Another thing, you've been very active in the past, playing different sports and doing activities at school. As of right now, as you know, we don't have any sports going on right now, but potentially come this January, we could get started back up with basketball and volleyball. But that is a giant question mark right now. What are some of your thoughts about sports coming back in a few months?
I would rather not have sports knowing that it would be safer than having sports and risk having to like go online and go remote.
Oh, definitely. So potentially, and we don't know, who knows what the future holds, but you're kind of talking about if it's not safe to have sports, we don't want to risk something, happening, and folks getting sick or spreading COVID. We don't want to risk that if that means we could be risking losing in-person instruction, right? That's kind of what you're thinking. Yeah, and I think that's a very good point, and very good thought to be thinking as well. Um, Well, excellent. So overall impressions based on what you thought over the summertime, what school is going to look like this year, what would you say? Has it gone a lot better than you thought, or has it been really tough, or what do you think?
I thought it'd be a lot harder than it is. I think it's a lot easier than it could have been, if
Sure,
that
sure.
makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I even see, as the principal and you probably as a student, there's a lot of aspects of your school day that do seem normal, don't they? Like
Yeah.
in normal years. It is kind of a bummer you don't get to move classrooms quite as much. You kind of stay in that one classroom throughout the day, but I also think your teachers have worked really hard to still create a great school experience for you. Would you agree?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Well, cool. Well, Isabella, I appreciate you joining me today. And I think, our school community is going to really enjoy kind of hearing a little bit of this from the students' perspective. So I'm very glad you joined me. And also, congratulations on Student of the Month this month. And congratulations on getting class president. Great
Thank
work.
you.
All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in this week. Remember, you can always check us out online at wallaceks.org to find out up-to-date information. Don't forget, next Friday, we don't have school for a Teacher Institute Day. And then also remember, October 13th, we are transitioning to a 1:30 dismissal. And as always, check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Ottawa Wallace. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great week.